Activism is a rent for living on the planet. Happy to see so many planet lovers amidst us today. I am Smita Kulkarni, a member of HSR Citizen Forum, and I'll be the host today. We're going to have a panel discussion on decentralized waste management. I would like to invite the panelists to please come on stage as I call out your name. Be patient. We have an esteemed line of panelists, so words don't do justice to the introductions. I'm going to try my best. Our first panelist is Dr. Joshi Cherian. He is an organic farmer and environmental scientist, an agricultural scientist with more than 30 years of rich experience in sustainable farming, organic waste management, with extensive field research and hands-on expertise in farm development and management. Dr. Joshi has developed various innovative projects and related to products to implement sustainable solutions. Dr. Joshi has a doctorate from Bhartiyar University, Tamil Nadu, with a specialization in natural resource management, sustainable agriculture, and solid waste management. Many countries seek his advice for finding solutions in the area of sustainable farming and organic waste management. He's also the founder and managing director of Omega Ecotech Products India Private Limited. For all of you who are using the microbial cocoa peat, it all comes from his company. And also he's also the creator of the famous Joshi bin. Welcome, Dr. Joshi.
Before we go into the details of maybe what each of you do, I thought it'll be nice, Dr. Joshi, to understand from you and to explain to the audience here the correlation between what we are seeing here as decentralized waste management practices. We are seeing small numbers, a small number of people doing this. How do you see it vis-a-vis a large subject like climate change? I know you have very strong thoughts on it, but we'd like you to explain that to the audience.
Good evening, everyone. In fact, I should thank the organizers of this meeting to invite me for sharing my experiences with you. In fact, I think it's more than before 2015, I was asked to develop a solution for home composting, and that need came from SWRT. That is, I am basically a scientist. Before being a scientist, I am a farmer. I am an organic farmer. So for me, organic waste is always a very important resource which helps organic farming. So I've been involved with this for more than 30 years. And going back when I started an organic farm in Pollachi in Tamil Nadu, people were burning coir pit. That is how I got involved in coir pit. Because all around Pollachi, there are a lot of defibering mills, and the fiber was the main product, and they were burning the pith, which was a byproduct. So I got interested in this material, and I did my research, and I was able to convert this into a valuable product which we are using in different, as a growing medium and also as a composting medium. So coming back to SWRT, I was asked if we could evolve a solution for a hassle-free organic home composting. That's how I developed the initial home composting kit. From there it has again moved further. Now, as Sandhya was mentioning, what you have initiated here from a composting angle, from a waste management angle, today it has got a much larger significance and importance, because climate change is something which is hitting us all very hard. No one now needs to tell another person that climate change is real. For example, one small example, the rain that we are having in Bangalore now. See, Bangalore does not have any river, but we are having floods continuously. I'll just try to explain to you how this is happening. Earlier when we had rains, the cross-sectional height of the cloud was around 7 to 8 kilometers. Today it is almost 16 kilometers. The cross-sectional height of the cloud that is raining is almost 16 kilometers. This is because of the accumulation of excess moisture. So that is the evaporation from the sea has increased tremendously, and all this moisture is gathered and coming over us in clouds, and it is literally downpouring. So in Chennai recently in 10 hours, 48 centimeter rain. In Thoothukudi recently in 24 hours, almost 95 centimeter rain. There's no drainage system can take out this kind of downpour. So we are going to have very serious climate change challenges in our life. This is only the beginning. In Chennai, you know, the wind was blowing at 60 kilometer speed for so many hours. So it can happen anywhere in the world at any time. There is no escape. So, and the most important realization is that it is the greenhouse which is actually responsible for global warming, and it is the global warming that is responsible for climate change. And you know which is the most potential greenhouse? That is methane. And 50% of the world's methane is coming from landfill. So this is where what we have evolved or what we have tried to do in HSR is so important to the global community today. And I have been involved. I am very happy to say that Dr. Thomas Isaac invited me in 2015 to find solutions for the problems they are facing in Kerala. And we initiated a program in Trivandrum city where we initially did a pilot in 2,000 houses in home composting, and that was extended to 50,000 houses in Trivandrum city, which is the largest decentralized waste management initiative in India, probably in the world. And I'm very happy to say that the COP28 held in Dubai invited Trivandrum Corporation to share that experience. So what I'm trying to say is that what we are doing in HSR, don't think it is HSR. It is in a few, you mentioned, say, a few tons. It is not the number of tons. It is a solution that we are evolving. It is a solution, technology, and also the social dimension, the acceptance of this by the people here. So I am telling you, the whole world is today looking for decentralized waste management solution. They don't have the confidence. They don't know what to do. In fact, in Dubai summit, they have evolved a new concept called LOW, low methane. That is, expansion is lowering organic waste methane. So you understand the importance of the global importance of the solution that we have evolved in HSR. In fact, I was telling the HSR team, now our next agenda is not spread the message to the rest of the country, but to the rest of the world. Because there will be much more acceptance for this from the rest of the countries. So I think with this I'll conclude this particular.
Thank you, Dr. Joshi. That was a really nice opening statement. So that we can focus on the topic that we are with you without breaking thought. The elephant in the room is always that word composting. Nobody likes it. Everybody is afraid of it. How does one break through that to get to a big ideal like climate change, decentralized waste management? Finally, how do we break that barrier?
See, in my opinion, before you look at how we compost, we should look at why we compost. Because today, as we have seen, the challenge, the landfills. What is the challenge created by a landfill? If we are not composting, then what happens is what we all should understand. We have to resort to landfill. So in a landfill, I think most of you who are familiar with a landfill, you will know. You can't go near a landfill, first of all, because of smell, flies, birds, dogs. See, the kind of challenges that we encounter by all these different issues around a landfill. In fact, some of the WhatsApp videos circulating about children being attacked by street dogs. We can't bear the pain. It's so serious. So again, the leachate, the contamination of the underground water. And I don't know how many of you are aware about the methane. See, in a landfill, especially in a tropical country situation like what we have, more than 60% of the waste coming to any landfill is organic. So when it starts breaking down, the whole landfill becomes an anaerobic pile. So it goes through an anaerobic process and methane is generated. And this methane, you all know, is today considered to be the most important villain in climate change. Because methane is 21 times more harmful than carbon dioxide. And as I told you earlier, almost 50% of the world's methane is coming from landfill. So we cannot afford to permit the accumulation of greenhouse gases, especially methane, because if you understand the cause for global warming, greenhouse phenomenon, there is a partial blocking of the reflected radiation from the earth. That is how the warming happens. And the extent of energy that is being trapped every second is equal to 4 times the atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima. That is a quantum of energy that is being trapped every second because of the greenhouse gas phenomenon. And we know energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So this trapped energy is creating all the natural disasters that we are facing today. So if we are not responsible and if we are not willing to compost, then automatically we are going for landfill or incineration. Another major reason why we should compost is the soil health. Today across the world, the soil health is depleted. When we say soil health is depleted, it means that the soil organic carbon has reduced, because we are not letting the carbon cycle complete its course. I think you'll be really surprised to know that in the atmosphere we have around 750 billion tons of carbon. In all the plants and animals together, we have around 500 billion tons of carbon. And in soil alone, we have 2,400 billion tons of carbon. And Every year, we are losing about 60 billion tons of carbon from soil by oxidation. There is a huge life in soil. In a healthy soil, there should be around 30 to 40 lakh earthworms in 1 acre. Around 10 to 15 tons of microbes in 1 acre. So all these life need carbon. Like we all eat 3 times water, basically carbon. Similarly, there is a huge life in soil which needs carbon. So when we are not letting the carbon go back to the soil, we are depleting the soil health. When soil health is depleted, automatically plant health is depleted. When plant health is depleted, the plant is susceptible to disease and pest. So we use all kinds of dangerous chemicals to protect the plant. And where do these chemicals go? It comes back to us in food and water. So human health is affected. So when we are today, there is a very huge awareness across the world to rebuild the soil carbon. So anywhere we have organic waste or the kind of, in any situation, the 60% of the waste is organic. So if you are not letting this carbon go back to the soil, then again we are creating huge problem for us. So again I would like to say, why we need to compost?
Is more important.
More important.
Sure.
So any challenge that we come across for composting will be acceptable.
So maybe we are not talking enough about why we need to
compost.
People don't understand the
Yes.
correlation.
True,
That's a
true.
good point. Is it really possible for us to manage all the ward waste within the ward?
Yeah, in fact, we are running these models in different places in Kerala and also now in Chennai. In Chennai, we have government had built micro composting centers which can handle, I think, roughly the waste in one ward or part of a ward. So there they collect both the garden waste and also the wet waste. So unfortunately, because of a faulty design and faulty program, almost 200 micro composting centers built in Chennai are non-functional. I think none of them are functioning. So we wanted to prove that it is possible to run. So we have taken up one in T Nagar with the help of a CSR support, and for last more than 2 years we are running it, and we get both wet waste and also the garden waste in that area, and we are able to effectively compost both the garden waste and wet waste. And this because the whole concept is to make quality compost, because Sandhya, you are telling about compost. A lot of our composting initiatives are not really composting. We are only dehydrating the organic material. So when you dehydrate, what happens is that the end product is not useful to a farmer. But whereas when we really do an active aerobic composting process, the biggest advantage, there is no methane. We have checked this. There is no methane during composting. And after the composting, you get a very high quality compost. And we are able to give this to the farmers. And in some of our composting initiatives in Kerala, we are also composting the non-veg waste along with all this other waste. So the quality of the compost is very high. So there is a big demand for the compost. They are not able to meet the demand. And as I mentioned earlier, we have to rebuild the carbon in soil. See, otherwise, Jaggi was there, who is the Isha. His prediction is that another 30, 40 years, the entire soil in the world is going to be non-productive. So soil carbon is something we cannot afford to neglect. We have such a huge life in soil which needs carbon. And all the other basic characters of the soil, that is the air-water balance, the soil temperature, water infiltration, the nutrient recycling, everything is dependent on carbon in soil. So if there is no carbon, the soil is dead.
With that really, really important statement, thank you all of you.